husband was disappointed about the sex of our daughter.
Wait, are you saying like he wanted her to be a boy and she was a girl?
Yeah, I think he wanted a boy.
Okay.
That is crazy. Get it together, dude, because your daughter is going to be looking to her father as such a prominent role for how she views herself as she grows into an adult. Kids base so much of their own self-value and worth based off of how their parents value them. If there's ever a parent that is seriously longing for a certain gender, my advice would be to find out ahead of time so you can process that, whether it's what you want or what you weren't wanting, quote unquote, so you can process that and then be prepared to fully embrace and love that child exactly as they are born before they're here. That's something that's got to be sorted out. I want to do that thing that like Edna Mode does. Wake up!
Yeah, slap that man across the face.
That's crazy. Like, come on.
I have been reading books with scenes and I'm starting to resent my husband.
Oh.
Has that ever happened to you before?
Resent? I'm wondering what's making her resent her husband. Well, let me hear some more details.
I have a super high drive, and a lot of the scenes in these books literally play out my fantasies. My husband and I have been doing it once a month because he has a low drive. Why did you just, I just saw your face.
Once a month?
How would you feel if it was only once a month? You'd probably be in the same situation as this lady.
Maybe. I don't know.
I want to say there's a statistic that the only amount you need is like once a week. I'm not a doctor. Do not quote me on that. But
what? You don't need it.
From the studies that I've seen.
What is this study that you found?
Well, look, I mean, like, resentment's building up here because they're only doing it once a month.
No, here's all you need.
If you were literally, if you're married and you're doing it 12 times a year.
Wow, that is pretty crazy.
We double that number in a month sometimes, babe.
Yeah.
I feel like something's wrong.
There's no doctor that's going to say you need to do it once a week.
I don't know about that.
You need to do it as many times as you both agree is a good and healthy number for the two of you. It's not a need.
I can already see the comment section being like, wow, this is so toxic of Matt to say doing it once a week is a need.
That's not toxic. It's just you're clearly a man saying that.
My boyfriend slept at a girl's house and ignored me for 20 hours. In his defense, she's just a friend. Any advice? Oh my God.
No! How do I, a 21-year-old male, tell my girlfriend, a 23-year-old female, why I won't get a vasectomy? She is super against tying her tubes.
Wait. She's against tying her tubes, but he has to get his tubes tied?
Is it stupid if I break up with my boyfriend because he told me you're only the third prettiest girl I've dated?
Leave this guy.
Leave him. I'm actually disgusted by this
Why
guy.
would you say that as a man?
Getting an IUD 6 weeks postpartum maybe wasn't the hormone shift that my body needed at the time. I should have let my body settle a bit longer.
Fair.
You know, you live and you learn, right? You also do what you have to do because we got pregnant so quickly after Griffin that we felt like we needed to have some intervention.
What's nice though is with Abby tracking her period, we really can accurately tell when she's fertile, when she's not.
It's pretty freaking accurate.
That way you're using protection at that time or you're just abstaining.
I just feel good that you know about like what's going on in my body. I feel like that's a really cool like bonding experience in marriage. I got my IUD out.
What?
Your girl is fertile again.
Do you feel better not having birth control anymore?
I do feel a lot better being off of hormonal birth control. And I don't look forward to ever being on hormonal birth control ever again.
You feel so much better without the IUD.
I shouldn't say so much better because it happened gradually, but
Yeah.
I think it was after I hadn't had it for like 3 months. I was like, oh wow, I have more energy.
No way.
And I do feel a little bit more like my mood swings are like where they were like this. I feel like now they're like this.
You seem really happy. Like
Yeah.
you've been in a very happy state.
Maybe I'm just more stable without added hormones.
Well, now I'm curious.
What a
I wonder.
thought.
I want to look it up because I wonder how long it takes your hormones to stabilize
Oh,
after
yeah.
getting the IUD out. So
Look
I'm gonna look that up.
I feel like I noticed it at 3 months, but I feel a new wave of like, yeah, this is good at like 6 months out now.
Your wife's natural hormone cycle may take 1 to 3 months to fully regenerate.
See? 3 months. I don't want my kids to have iPads, and I don't want them to ever use a screen during a family mealtime or at a restaurant. And I think consistency is really important with kids, so I really don't see us changing on those. But as far as like time limits, I don't feel constrained to those anymore. There's several days where they don't have a minute of screen time. Or there's some days where we'll watch a whole movie. We're just kind of in tune with our children. Like if it's like a day where I'm like, okay, you certainly are so squirrely, like you need to absolutely go outside. Or if it's a day where it's like, okay, we have low energy today, or like we just need to like regroup. It's raining outside. I feel like just the freedom to like gauge our kids and their needs and our needs and to make adjustments according to that. It just makes a lot more sense than these hard and fast time rules. I haven't had a regular cycle in years, you guys, because I was on an IUD from the time that we got married to the time that we started trying for Griffin. From after getting my IUD out, I think we had one period and then I got pregnant. And so that was like one time. And then I got pregnant with Griffin, didn't get my period after having Griffin, then got pregnant with Augie somehow without having my period, which can happen because you can ovulate. Didn't have my period when I was pregnant with Augie, didn't have my period while I was breastfeeding Augie, got an IUD again, no period for a year and a half. I was like, my body needs to do its natural cycle. And so after Augie was already like 1.5, I was like, okay, we're not gonna try for a baby, but if something were to happen, because you have to accept that. I mean, I feel like people need to be realistic. Like, a lot of people get pregnant using natural family planning. So you have to be like okay with that.
Did that hurt, getting your period back?
My first period back, I did experience more cramps, but I don't know if it was just because I got soft. You know what I mean? I'd forgotten what it was like. I was like really whining about it. I also felt really inconvenienced. I was like, ugh, I gotta buy tampons now. I gotta worry about like managing this. I was like, ugh, I was just feeling so sad for myself. I got so used to like not having one. I got my IUD out.
What?
Your girl is fertile again.
Without telling me?
You're gonna start a rumor
I'm
now.
sorry. You feel better not having birth control anymore? You seem really happy.
Maybe I'm just more stable without added hormones. What a thought. A lot of people get pregnant using natural family planning. So you have to be like okay with that.
You know the app that we've been using? Technically, it's not really a fertility tracker at all.
I haven't had a regular cycle in years.
Did that hurt, getting your period back?
I did experience more cramps, but I don't know if it was just because I got soft.
Did you know that there's like people that will abstain from while they're on their period? I didn't realize that was a thing.
You're missing out on a whole nother week.
Just because of a little bit of blood? What's the big deal, yo?
Neither one of us care if his face is out there. I more worry because he has a nice job. I don't want anything going bad to the job.
Yeah.
The job knows who I am. They know what I do for my living. They love me. They sent me a gift basket because I was really, really insecure. I was like, no, don't tell them you're dating me because they're going to be like, no, she's a TV star. You can't be affiliated with that. And so they sent me a basket and they're like, we think you're great. Like, we'd love to meet you. That's really comforting. But with everything that social media is and everything I know my boyfriend isn't, I just don't want him to be labeled something and him not be my partner forever. At this point, unless I'm marrying him or spending the rest of my life with him, his face isn't going to be shown. My significant other, my boyfriend, we were at the dog park with my dog and someone's like, is it your dog or your dad's dog? And he's like, I'm not her dad, I'm her boyfriend. And she's like, oh, he's joking, right? He's your dad. I'm like, no, I'm a woman. I just have dwarfism. And she's like, oh, and she got uncomfortable and left. That's an emotional test for him, is seeing people react to it and how he deals with it. And then there's the sexual tests, where they get tested for any diseases, because that's very important to be open and honest about in the beginning, especially with a medical situation where anything can happen to me.
How do you feel about not being able to have kids?
It's okay. I decided at 16 it wasn't going to happen physically. It's a little hard getting the wound open again with TLC because they reopened it. They wanted to freeze my eggs.
Okay.
And then after they found out how much it was going to cost to freeze my eggs with that medical company, that was not covering my insurance, because there was another hospital that wouldn't let them film that would cover my insurance. But they couldn't go there.
And they needed, to make their money back with TLC, they needed to be able to document it.
Yeah, they needed to be able to document it. And they said that they could not do it unless I paid for it myself. And I was not given the funds to pay $10,000 for a surgery. So I went kind of through a depression of like, how the hell am I going to do this?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's fine. And, I recently went through the situation, spent a couple $1,000s to figure out if I can do it. And I had to go through fertility therapy. I had to go through a exam to see if I can physically carry a baby. I had to test my proteins in my urine, go through all of these little gynecology appointments to make sure that I was okay and that we were all ready to start with the freezing egg process. And that's when I found out the chances of getting an egg from that is like zil. It's very easy to be prey in this world as a tiny little girl. And my parents taught me that from a very young age. They were like, look, any guy that's interested in you, any person that's interested in you, you have to read into them. Because there's a chance that it's about your size. I grew up knowing that, and that was scary. I was scared to date. I was scared to like flirt with anyone. I was scared to even be asked out. Like when I was asked out on the cafeteria the first day, I was like, "Are you a predator?" And I was like, I can't say yes. I can't say yes." I was like,
What was the conversation like with your mom and your stepdad about dating?
when it finally came to having the conversation, they were like, "Look, people, when it comes to romantic things, are going to potentially view you differently. But what you want to look for is building a friendship, building a base. Because at the end of the day, it's not about looks.
Yeah.
You're going to get old.
Yeah.
You're going to get ugly. You're going to get grouchy. You're going to get crotchety." And they were like, you want to find someone who you can build a base bond with. And you're probably going to end up with someone who was your friend for a really, really long time. And then they finally decided that they like you. And that's going to be your situation. I was in a very abusive relationship. And it happens to like 1 in 4 women. Oh, it's fine.
No, it's not fine.
It's not fine.
Nothing's
but
fine about
it's
that.
fine now for me. It's very easy to be prey in this world as a tiny little girl. My parents taught me that from a very young age. Any guy that's interested in you, you have to read into them because there's a chance that it's about your size.
How do you feel about not being able to have kids?
It's a little hard with TLC because they reopened it. Then after they found out how much it was going to cost, they could not do it unless I paid for it myself.